too.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started.
All right.
We should be live.
Outstanding. Let's see. No radon. I don't need to do that. AMD, be quiet. All right. Here we are, back at it again. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Sure thing, champ.
And so it began.
And so it begins. Everything's so efficient here. I love it. Alright, I have chat about my mind thing in case something happens. We should be good to go. Oh no, my beer wore off. Well, this won't. Oh, they're back on the liquor. I can just take this. Best faction. Oh, I'm gonna get drunk on the job? Absolutely. This calls for a celebration. Perfect. Alright, how's everybody doing tonight? Aiden, good to see you. Silverwolf, also good to see you. Strange Mittens, how we doing? LP, King Bob, Michael G, Jedi. Good to have you on board. On this episode of Fallout 4, the Minutemen teach the Commonwealth the true meaning of Thanksgiving. Indeed. Hey there, tech girl.
All right. I'll leave you
Well,
to it then.
thank you. Appreciate that.
I'm going to run my errand and then I'll be back.
All right. Well, listen, that coat's vouching for him and all he needs to do, so yay. Wait a minute, I know you. Brandis, you old so-and-so. I like your old haircut better, Brandis. Hey Raven, just wanted to let you know that your streams help me get through work. If you need to take a break, you do what you need to do.
I still haven't decided if I'll take a break from streams yet. You weren't there for it, Lark, but during my last For Honor stream, a few people made the point, you're streaming a little bit too much, Raven, and so I said, oh, well, I can take a break, and they're like, no, we didn't mean that. I'm like, you said I've been streaming a whole lot, maybe I need to step back, and...
It's like a doctor's like, man, you may want to cut back on that. All right, I will. Don't do that.
Hey, don't! All right, I'll be back.
All right.
I got to run my errand now. So those are your keys. I'll get mine.
All right. Death, by that I mean death. Game is muted, but your audio is fine. Oh, the game's muted? I think. Like.
All right, I'll be back.
All right. Be careful. According to OBS, that should be working. Is anyone else having that problem? I know maybe the problem will fix itself or something else is wrong. Hold on. Dance, while you're talking, we're going to check on something. Don't stop on my account. Alright, it's still good. I want to increase desktop audio a little bit. Maybe that'll improve it. Yeah. Just watched Blue-Eyed Samurai, and I knew the plot from the beginning. I have no idea what Blue-Eyed Samurai is. Let's go, big man. Well, not a bad home, with a bit cramped. Alright, first things first, medical checkups. Got to make sure that we are fit to serve. Behold, the nicest doctor in the Commonwealth. You. Okayed. Let's do it. I didn't train to be a doctor now. Oh no, my blues wore off. Heard a little now. Intriguing. Maybe, am I too loud? Do I need to lower my volume and increase theirs? Just out of curiosity.
There wasn't that much radiation around before the bombs fell.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Hey there, Shark. How you doing? It's fine to be wrong. The reason why Raven hasn't been playing Mass Effect 3 as much is because he caught Tali cheating. Nah. No. That ain't it. I've never been sick, even though that's a filthy lie.
Never been seriously sick. Good. Third question. Please answer honestly.
Oh, hey, Mal. How you doing?
Had sexual relations with these species considered non.
Do vampires from Skyrim count? Kidding.
That happens often enough that you have a question about it. You'd be surprised how many wastelanders answer yes.
Filthy degenerates!
Perhaps
Except for Curie, that's acceptable. Because, you know, she's cute.
I assume your answer is last question.
Notice I never gave a direct answer, so that's how you fly under the radar. Nope.
No problem whatsoever. Excellent.
Cue the music, boys.
Quite well. Excellent. I think I've got all.
Must you bring up vamps, Lark? Well, of course. Until Serana finally acknowledges me. Alrighty. See, like I said, he is actually despite being a part of one of the most ruthless factions, he is the nicest doctor in the Commonwealth. And we had to import him. Do I have any? Yes, grilled rat stag, that'll help. That lasts much longer. I heard a kitty. Where is the kitty? Kitty! Hey, buddy! I'm allergic to you. So... How'd the British accent survive?
I think you're confusing me with someone else.
Hey, Lark, your volume is fine. It's just the game volume that's non-existent, but there's subtitles, so it's fine in my opinion. That's bothering me. Let me see, because we didn't change anything in the settings last time. I'm using a different mic, but that shouldn't. I bet it's trying to get something from the mic. Hold on. Let me adjust the settings, and we should be good to go. Audio. Nice. See if that works. No, that made it worse. Again, audio. Okay, let's go to default again, see if that fixes the issue. Alright, so I'm getting something. Let me try output. Very fast streaming. Yeah, I can understand you can't pause a stream. Audio bitrate. No, that can't be it. We're going to crank that up a bit. You guys are just telling me this now? Alright. Let me go over to settings. Let me check the audio. How low are we on? Master volume's cranked all the way up. Yeah, LP, that's what I was going for. That is disturbing. Hold on, let me try it on my end. Settings. Let me check the audio.
Ignoring me? How infuriating.
Maxim wanted me to meet the crew, so...
Gwendolyn, I'm trying to fix a technical issue. I was hoping you could appreciate that. Settle down there, champ.
Described in Paladin Dance's report. Under normal circumstances, I...
Look at the goat test from Fallout 3 a couple times, got jukebox repairman and the marriage counselor, and I'm one of the biggest a-holes I know. Hey, coach don't play. That's the thing. The coach don't play, and sometimes an a-hole recognizes, hey, that's an a-hole move, because that's what I do.
maybe I can lend you a hand.
That would be
Yeah, I can hear it too. I can hear the game audio, but you're right, it is super faint, which is suspicious to me.
Manuals, books, charts.
And I don't know why it's specifically making it so faint.
I'm authorized to pay you for each bundle of documents that you recover. And if you wish to be assigned to...
Do you have any problems? Kill your enemies? What? No, Black Zone, yep. Already looked at that. Let's see. Hey, Lark, what do you think of the fact that Hannibal is getting the Cleopatra treatment despite Carthaginians not being African origins? It irritates me, but it doesn't surprise me. Because they're going to go, oh, he was from Africa. So like, yeah, but North Africa is very different from Sub-Saharan Africa. And not to mention, Carthaginians were of Punic descent. They were of Phoenician descent, if you will. So, shut up. But no, that's not what they want. They want to... Instead of actually looking at actual black figures from Africa that had some interesting stories around them, no, we can't have that. We got to take other people and change them. It's irritating.
Thanks, brother.
Sounds like you're disappointed.
I'm not disappointed, just surprised. You don't look
Okay, so we can hear now. If the volume gives you trouble again, let me know.
Anyway, since you came down here to meet me, we may as well get it over with. My name's Ingram, and this lovely little grease pit is where you'll usually find me.
All
Power
right.
armor's too tight in the crotch, the prig one's about to crash into the ground, or a robot's gone haywire, you come see me.
So if a robot's tight in the crotch, the Pridman's about to be itchy or something, come to you. Got it.
While you're at it, my car is making this weird grinding noise when I back it out of the driveway.
You're gonna have to take a number.
As your brother said, they're doing pandering diversity quota. Yeah, that's their classic MO. I mean, there's probably a bunch of Tunisians that are going like, really? You couldn't get one of us to do it? Hey Lark, will Raven do a response video to the article I sent over Discord on the theory that men evolved to hunt and women evolved to gather wrong? I don't know. We both looked over it.
Actually, you seem to be getting around really well.
The person who wrote it's a crackpot, because they go through all this explanation. They don't address anything. The only claim they make is that women's bodies are designed to be a good endurance runners, and that leads itself to the idea that they would do pursuit hunting. However, that doesn't disprove the notion that men were the ones that were doing the hunting primarily. In most hunter-gatherer cultures that we have been able to observe, Native American, Ainu, what have you, the men are typically the hunters, and it's not hard to see why. It has less to do with endurance biology and has more to do with the fact that men are more expendable in a hunter-gatherer society than women. Because, here's the thing, let's say you send all the men out to go hunting. Only a few come back because, dangerous stuff happen, war with other tribes, whatever. But a few come back. Those few can, repopulate the tribe with a bunch of women. You do the reverse and send the women to go out and do that, and only a few come back. Well, guess what? Only 2 women come back. Well, guess what? You're only getting 2 children per every 9 months. And that's how your society is going to dwindle out and die. That's just going to be another basic biology. Another thing they tried to sell in that article, which I found silly, was the notion that just like, oh, well, the men were going to stay home and take care of the kids in a hunter-gatherer society, while the women go off and hunt after having the children. Like, yes, but you're forgetting one thing. Men can't provide milk. This isn't where you can go to the store and buy some formula or whatever. Like, you can have a man stay home now and take care of the kids. But back then, when milk could only be provided by the mother, kind of limits your prospect.
Looks uncomfortable in there.
It's not that bad. And this is the story.
You gotta give you credit where
And
credit's
I, as you probably
due.
already guessed, the ship's
Yeah, I
owner
appreciate that.
strategic.
Well, everybody should give credit where credit's due. That's what credit's for.
Somebody can keep an eye on the
But I thought women have a high pain tolerance to help give birth to. And that's the interesting thing.
supplies before you head
They
out.
do have a pain tolerance, and it is to help with birth, and they can handle certain things on edge. But just because you have a high pain tolerance doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be the one frontline fighting. Men, on average, are generally stronger, and they can handle more physical exertion than women can. Now, does that mean women hunters and women warriors never existed? Absolutely not.
So if I'm out of cash,
They did exist, but they were the exception, not the rule. So does that mean I don't think women should go hunting? Absolutely not. I've met several women that go hunting. I dated a woman that once went hunting. In fact, she would only eat meat that she killed and prepared herself.
flow of
It
gas, I'm able
it was a
to
unique
buy.
experience, and actually I wholeheartedly approve of that. I don't follow that, but I approve of that.
Weapons.
She was a sweet girl.
I'll take any-
But also women fighting. I recognize throughout history there have been women that went out and they actually
Some
fought.
extra work.
It's rare, but it did happen.
I could use some extra caps.
So that's what happened. But the problem is, the big problem we have with the article, as soon as they were going on, then they started ranting and raving about how gender is on a spectrum. It's not a binary, psychologically, biologically, mentally. And here's the thing. I take great issue with that because that debunks everything the person was saying previously. Because ignore whether or not you agree that gender is a binary or spectrum or whatever or not. If you state women were the ones that were the hunters actually, gender, and then you say gender is a spectrum, then I have to ask, okay, but then you can't bring up biological data because what if all the people that went out, despite their biology, identified as men? Since we're doing this on a spectrum, or identified as some third gender we don't know about because of how they do it. So you can't, it's basically, the author was self-contradicting. You should have kept her, but I know life sucks. Listen, I would have loved to continue to date her, but she went to one, we dated in high school. She went to one college, I went to another. It's a shame, but there it is. Haven't heard from her in years. I forget, which one's mine again? This one. Let's give one that's already partially drained. Just a little Neurosi I have. Now we're ready to kill. I'll have to customize this a bit when we get back, but still.
Time to suit up.
Dance likes it when I put clothes on, just so you know. As much as the game like Banish can frustrate me, captures a survival situation perfectly, and that has time for wokeness. You need food and firewood, or the city dies. I'm unfamiliar with this game, but I do appreciate that kind of strategy, and that's the thing. As many people point out, the whole wokeness thing, it's really a first world issue. Because when you're in a situation where you're providing food for the family and protecting the family is a threat on a day-to-day basis, that's a problem you have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, you don't have time to worry about it. I've heard from several people that they move to America from other parts of the world and they hear about some of the things that we're arguing and they go, you guys have it so good, you're having to make up stuff to argue about. Which, oh yeah, we gotta talk to Maxim. Which, I think there's some truth to that. Honestly, I think they made the video knowing that people would react to it. Which one? The Hannibal video or because we were talking about an article there for a second. Well, thank you, Lark, for the history lesson. I'd love to hear both you and your brother's takes. I think, well, hey, we're happy to share it, and we're happy that you popped in to listen to it. Because listen, most people when I talk about it, they roll their eyes and fall asleep. But enough of my day job.
Good. Let's get right to it then. Shall we?
What are you looking? Is there like a bug in your collar? You're looking? Oh, you're looking at the fort.
It's infested with super.
We'll take care of that
Those
problem.
aberrations of nature close enough to smell is making me sick to my stomach.
You know, I got some artillery buddies that could help out with
They're
that.
sitting on top of a massive stockpile of fat.
Honestly, this is why I know why it wouldn't last long term. But if you could put aside the differences, a Minutemen artillery combined with the air power of the Brotherhood, that would be a very powerful combination.
What do these shells do?
Oh, I thought I was going to make a comment on it. Like, we all know what Fat Man shells do.
It's a miniature nuclear payload.
You know how college goes. You date long distance, meet up, and boom, someone's 3 months pregnant. I'd be very surprised if this girl did that. She was very devout.
Don't fire one of them in close quarters. There won't be
So much truth in it. I'm here. What did I miss? We were talking about a crazy article that they sent Raven and myself, and I was just explaining my qualms with it. So if Raven does respond to it, I think I've given you sort of a preview of what that's going to look like.
Consider it done.
We will purge the Xenos and Holy Fire.
But it'll have to wait.
The article, I think they knew people will react to it regardless.
Nuclear arsenal at their
And that's the problem with a lot of these things, because the question is, do they actually believe it, or do they just think people are like? Are they just trying to generate clicks by making people react to it? Does this thing, is it outrage, or is it outrage they're looking for, or do they actually believe it? Or does the people publishing it looking for the outrage while the person actually believes it? Because I guarantee you, I can find a crackpot that will believe just about anything. Or if you want, we can probably find somebody that believes that the moon is legitimately made out of cheese. And we all know that it hasn't fermented long enough to be made into cheese. It's still just milk curds. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. The sun's starting to rise, I have a minigun, and mutants are about to die. It's a good morning, fellas. I see Gringstons on. I don't want to see them anymore. Understood, soldier. What if the Imperials team up with the Stormcloaks? Jedi? Unironically, I would love that. Can you imagine, like, the last holdout of the Stormcloaks in Windhelm, but instead of putting Ulfric down, you pretend you kill him, you pretend you kill off all these Stormcloaks, but you put them in hiding, and you basically send them out as an anti-Thalmor task force. It's like, oh, whoops, those are just the remnants of the Stormcloak army. They keep attacking Thalmor stuff? That's weird, we can't seem to pin them down. Lark, die. You are a tough customer. Take it back, I want to shoot the crab! It's really more like a lobster.
I'll try and keep him in your sight.
Judas H. Priest, he's a big boy. Call Vulcan, we found the beast. Dagnabbit, he's using cover! We need to get some, like, explosive shells on this bad boy. How did he pull a full fire hydrant out, pipe included? And he's down!
Primary target down. Look at that thing. I'm gonna find a place to set her down, then hightail it back to the Prydwen for repairs.
Laying down, suppressing fire. That's my cue for I shoot anything that looks like it might move. Alright, I gotta get out of this thing. Get out. Jump. There we go. Because if I stick around too long on that minigun... Gosh, that looks comical on me. Alright. Alright, here for the Brotherhood. But yeah, to answer the question, I would love to see... Oh, he followed me! He followed me, you do care! And now he's dead. Hold on, reloading, and now you're gonna die. Are you sure it wasn't the giant mutants and crabs trying to kill us there, Dance? You might have heard that. But that's okay. Alright, time to eat whatever the heck I can to heal myself. I forgot to cook crap. Alright, we'll have a nice swiggle wool. Yo, Lark, this whole woke culture even ended some friendships, and I'm still upset. It still upsets me to know that, why they're like this, and it's usually due to not so great home life with their parents. Sometimes it's that, sometimes they get influenced by other people, and a lot of times I see it just like they feel either inadequate, they feel like they're not getting enough attention. They're not going to say it like that, but they feel lonely, and and then this group says, well, if you do this and believe all this, you'll have very, very loyal friends that will agree with whatever the heck you say. Oh, look at them. He thinks we disappeared. You didn't win, buddy. We just missed you. But our aim is improving. Alright. Ad Victoriam, gentlemen. If I'd been thinking, I would have called an artillery strike out on the place right after the vertibird got out of there. But I don't want to risk a vertibird getting actually shot down by a Minuteman artillery, because that's going to cause a war I don't want to be a part of. Instead of a helicopter and busting 3 caps into the enemy, that was the most American thing I've ever seen. It helps that I forgot to click off the 1911. I love it. It's your death. Please come out. That's a cocktail. We'll just go frag. Time to clear a room.
Must have been nothing. There.
Nothing. It's what you will be. Alright. Clearing next room.
What is it?
Grenades. Oh, I missed you.
Do it in the Brotherhood. Not if you think you're clever.
Maybe I should make a meal first. Vaporized. Hey, don't copy me, Dance. I know you're my senior and all, but, you know, I have my own pride to work with, okay? Look up Yuri Bezman's in the Frankfurt School. Oh, the Frankfurt School. I have not heard about them in a hot minute. Hey, Lark, what animal is cute? Dog or cats? Both are cute. Both are very cute. However, you're asking me which one I think is cuter? I'm going to have to go with dogs. And I recognize this is a personal, sweet technical documents, a personal bias on my part, simply because I'm allergic to cats. And while I love cats, I think they're adorable, and for the most part, they are okay with me because I don't mess with them because I know I'm allergic. I can play with dogs, and so I can embrace the cuteness up close and personal. Hello. Hanging out by the water cooler, huh? Get back to work, Muty. How does it feel to get killed by a pea shooter there, Mr. Muty? Imagine being like one of the beefiest boys in the game, and yet you're forced to use pea shooter equipment. It's like a Goliath using a baseball bat. If I wasn't over... Hello! Yes, we just put a nuclear warhead on display for everyone to see.
Yes.
Who goes there? Not me. Fort Strong Key. We'll do that. General Brock's terminal. Please, heaven, please. Please. I need you to have an entry about Nurse Joy. Nothing. I was wondering, in these post-apocalyptic games, I always wonder why no one tries to resurrect the pre-war world. It's actually interesting. Some cases in the Fallout universe, they sort of kind of try to do that. For, like, the NCR is genuinely trying to sort of rebuild the world as it was, just it's not calling itself America. The Enclave legitimately did try and bring back America, but they wanted to start with the war crimes first, and it didn't work out too well. And the next couple attempts they did, they still, you know, kept the war crimes. Alright. This is an imposter. Communist imposter. Not one mention of Nurse Joy.
Alright. Oh,
It's not the real Brock. Not the Brock I knew.
take a look. This area's obviously been abandoned for quite some time.
Yep. But hello there. Now, back to looking around for the elevator. Aha! Going down. I can't tell you how it feels because I can't feel I'm dead. That's rough. Like, be right back, dinner on my end. Alright, have fun, enjoy your dinner. You know, seeing all the mutated animals, I'm surprised that we never saw a mutated bird. Yeah, like, there's just, like, in every game, there's, like, regular ravens and crows. It is weird. I don't know, did 76 have some mutated birds? I don't know, are birds just naturally more resistant to radiation? I mean, some of the things, it wasn't just radiation, like Death Claws, that was actually a pre-war science experiment that got loose.
So boring.
Oh, we're gonna switch to this.
Someone there? A noise?
Catch, boys. You see, I'm using that to lure them. They'll investigate now.
Nice.
Yes, shoot the grenade next to you. See how that works out. Oh! They brought in a missile launcher. Well, that's not very sporting of them. I got more grenades where that's coming from. They may not be rocket propelled, but there you are. Got him! I thought that was the one with the rocket launcher. Birds survived the dinosaurs being wiped out. Birds are dinosaurs! Or what's left of them. Missed me! See, missiles, thank you. Man, there's more super mutants in, like, downtown Boston than there are here. This was their big stronghold? Then again, they did have... Wait a minute. They were using missiles, not mini nukes. Well, they're not the smartest. You know what, I'm going to say, I think Ogrins are smarter than super mutants. At least on average. I know there's a few exceptions to the rule, but... I think your average Ogrin could beat the crap out of a super mutant. But that's just me. Wonder Glue? Yes, please. See, well, we have here Wasteland, the Yogwai, look it over, a bear. Oh gosh. So this is how they design, or at least this is the casing of a Fat Man. Oh no! Please don't tell me Games Workshop are the ones that produce them. That would just be silly. Look it up. They don't have mutated birds, but they do have mutated birds, but they don't have feathers. So we got like emus running around? Oh no. Australia's on the rise. Okay, so good bit of Fat Man shells. The Brotherhood can use these to commit war crimes. I'm a fan. I read that dinosaurs are actually reptiles, but I don't know how to classify them even though they have feathers. They were reptiles. They were. I think it was like, it's sort of like how you had mammal-like reptiles that would later become mammals. You had bird-like reptiles that were dinosaurs, and that eventually became, what is this? Boo. That eventually became birds.
Look at this.
I don't think like your Archaeopteryx
You
is
must
the
hate
world.
these mutants as much as I do.
Boys, I got my Zanhu to Rep 7, but I still don't have a Bone Demon armor set. What level do I have to be? I don't know. Are they still giving it out? Got mutated chickens in Fallout 76, so they do have birds. Not that I disagree with it, but why the heck? You know what? I'm not even going to ask. I disagree.
Wiping them out was a pleasure.
You're dang
All of
Skippy.
mankind shared your sentiment.
You're dang Skippy.
Monstrosities are just another example of man blindly taking a step forward, only to wind up stumbling 2 steps back.
This is why we need the Emperor
I've
of
been fighting
Mankind.
for years, trying to put a stop to this madness.
Madness.
When I thought we were getting the upper hand, along come the synths. I've seen what these super mutants do to people. Can you imagine what the synths would do to us if they ever got the upper hand? It would be Armageddon repeated, and maybe the end of everything we hold dear.
We don't have the Geths, and we don't have Quarian spaceships to get us out of here.
I just want you to...
I like doing a run in Fallout 4 as my GOAT test result. Pretty much charismatic mechanic. Funny was my girlfriend said that it's just me now. She made my day with that comment. Hey! Go ahead and run with it. You can perk if you're going to be a charismatic mechanic. Make a lot of robots. Speaking of which, we got to go get through that.
Don't apologize. It reminds me why I'm doing this.
Thank you, brother.
Brother!
Glad to know you're taking my advice
Brother.
to heart. Anyway.
I gotta find like a full-on conversion mod that makes them all
Here,
Space
we got
Marines.
the job done and secured these warheads. You should head back up to the Prydwen and talk to Maxim. I'm sure he'll want to debrief you as soon as possible. Dismissed.
Thank you, sir. Going up. Hey, Lark, does the character you're playing have lore or a backstory? Currently? Reginald is kind of just sort of a ridiculous dude. I like to think that he served in the army, got married, was sent back after the Alaska campaign for committing a, what could only be described as war crime and rhymery. Because, yeah, you have to have fun while you're at war. And when the Chinese invaded Alaska, I'm just saying, what happened, and so they got a little scared, and they said, let's send him back to Boston, and put him on ice. And well, the rest is history. That's what I've come up with thus far. I spent probably a grand total of 30 seconds thinking about it. I hope you like it. Hey Lark, what Daedric Prince would you place in the nine? Would you place the 9 Divines in place of Dibella? I would choose a Meridia or Malekith. Dibella. Dibella isn't the one that I take too much issue with. If we're replacing Dibella, it would make sense to replace it with Meridia. Actually, no. I'd replace her with Azura. I think Azura would be the better replacement there.
You should head back to the prison.
Yeah, only fast travel there. Let's see. The one that I would want to replace is Kinnereth, or Kine, as she's sometimes called, because I still have not forgiven her for sicking a bear on me in Oblivion and getting mad when I fought back. For those of you that don't know, when you do the Knights of the Nine DLC in Oblivion, you have to do a quest for each of the 9 Divines. And to get the Boots of Kinnereth, you have to go to a sacred grove, and a bear comes out and attacks you. Now, naturally, your instinct is defend yourself, fight bear. But if you do that, it's like, it fails. You have to come back in a couple hours and retry again. Then what you have to do is you just have to let the bear beat the crap out of you. And then eventually the bear will piss off and you can go collect the boots. And I'm like, really? That's what we're doing? How dare you?
Excuse me, Elder Maxim.
Also, I don't like all of her Dryad cronies in Skyrim constantly attacking me. So I would replace her in a heartbeat.
It was an honor fighting for the Brotherhood.
Purging heretics is its own
Our
reward.
mission here has only just begun. In order to bring the Institute to its knees,
There we go.
use every weapon at our disposal. I try to supply my soldiers with the best.
And welcome back, Raven.
These signal grenades can call a vertebrate to your
I hope Raven returns to Mass Effect, as I wonder what ending he will choose. Hopefully destroys, as I don't think you or Raven would agree with merging organics and synthetic life on a moral level. Depends on what you mean by merging. Like coexisting, not a problem. Like physically merging them together, I'm not sure I like that forced idea. It's not a war crime the first time, Lark. Not the way I do it.
Thank you, Elder. I'll make good use of them.
By Azora.
Now,
I am death in human form. Lark. Dang Skippy, now go purge those super mutants.
an even greater task lies ahead. By now, I'm sure you
I seem to have some skooma. Is this a test?
coincidental.
Down the skooma, and what happens next, I don't know. Alright. Let's get a better view down below. Alright, good
Internal
stuff.
monitoring active. Looks quiet.
Hold up, Knight. Let me make one... Knight?
Oh yeah, how can I help you?
Captain,
As I was saying, Knight, I've received reports that supplies have been disappearing from our supply depot at the airport. I suspect this may be an inside job.
You don't say.
if so, that's a serious security risk.
That's what...
Loyalty is its own reward,
If there is a
indeed.
traitor,
It's not a war
our
crime if you win.
violation here could
That
be-
is the American way.
I want you to take charge.
Look, there are mods that change the power armor to Space Marine armor. I've seen mods that will make Space Marine armor that you can use as power armor. I have yet to actually see like a full conversion on it.
Leave to conduct your investigation.
Like I was like one playthrough I rocked as a Black Templar the whole way through. You cannot pry that armor off of me. Have you guys ever thought of just writing a version of Batman in the Fallout universe? There is something like it. It's you'll actually see it a little bit later when we get to Good Neighbor.
Yes, sir.
I expect results. See that I get them. Dismissed.
Alright, I promise results. I don't promise they'll be good or satisfactory, but you'll get results. Alright, we're not going to do that immediately, because we got to upgrade our stuff first. Any ending in which the Reapers live is unacceptable in my book. Understandable. Have you heard the theory that the sole survivor is a synth and was planted in the cryopod? I have heard that theory. I disagree with it entirely. And also, every time my brains get blown up by a super mutant, I don't see any synth components, so checkmate. Alright. Let's see, is Dance here? I want Dance's help when doing this
The
investigation.
rad levels are spiking.
Oh, do I have a lot of radiation on me? I can't tell because of, I seem to not be doing terrible. Drink some water, we'll call it a day. Let me go up and see if I can't find Dance. If not, well, I'll go upgrade and come back. Batman is based off the same character. Thing is good. The thing the good neighbor stands for. Yeah, okay. Very good. Yes, the Silver Shroud. That's his name.
Attention, all Brotherhood soldiers. If you have not yet received your Squire mentorship assignment, please come see me on the bridge.
Aw, more Squire mentorship
Repeat,
stuff.
if you have
It's
not
going to be fun
received your
taking kids
mentorship
out on an
assignment,
active war
please
zone.
report to the bridge. That is all.
Also have technical documents for you.
It sounds like we owe you our gratitude for wiping
Yeah, that's the
out those
one.
monsters at Fort Strong. Now, did you have any...
Just kind of pop it off.
Or perhaps
For those of you that don't know, Raven over here is actually making a squad of Sisters of Battle. So wish him luck on that.
I found some technical documents for you.
Splendid. I'll put them to use right away.
I think one's about how to make a toaster, and thus the Adeptus Mechanicus
Common
was
is an
born.
almost unlimited source.
Reginald wanted to become a general before being removed, so he jumped at Preston's offer, but he couldn't help feeling slightly nostalgic with the Brotherhood of Steel, and, well, to commit war crimes untethered. Well, the way I see it, here's how it's going to work out. I'm going to help the Brotherhood of Steel win. However, once the Institute's gone and they clean up, they're going to have to leave, and they'll leave a small presence. I will be in charge of the small presence here, and leave the day-to-day stuff to the Minuteman. Or Minutemen, I should say. Oh, right, I leveled up. Silly me for getting such things. Yeah, let's go ahead and get Master Terminal hacking ability.
The human-looking synths are the worst. They hide in plain sight.
Yeah, except the ones that tell you they're synths. Like Curie. Curie. The best part about Curie isn't even that she's a sweet French girl that's gonna heal you. It's that it irritates members of the Railroad.
She doesn't even like the railroad.
I know!
That's the best part.
Literally, she was made for us.
Like you. What happens is if you recruit Curie before you go to the railroad, take her with you when you meet the railroad and answer all the things that you're supposed to say to them on your side, and she'll love it. But when you ask her about the railroad and her thoughts, she will diss on them.
As the good Lord intended. Now, couldn't find him. Shame. So we're going to go over to... Oh, wait, no. Nordhagen Beach does not have a power armor booth. But the castle does. He's making a squad of Adeptus Sororitas? Yes, and he's actually going to make homebrew his own little... I'm not sure chapter is the right... Order. He's going to homebrew his own order.
Yep. That's the plan.
All I'm saying is AR Lark loaded into a synth. Body makes sense, even if the self-loathing would be sad. I wrote nothing. Oh no! If we're going with the story that Reginald is a synth that's just downloaded my AI intelligence, then 100% he's purging other synths so that none of them can snitch. Alright, now we don't need this desk here, so we're going to replace it with something a little bit more, dare I say, useful. And that's the way. I like it. There we are. Oh, we gotta stop some raining at 10 Pines Bluff? Well, we can do that, but first, we have to upgrade things. We're changing it to Model D for Don't Mess With Me. Or whatever else. I'm not sure what else D might stand for. What do you guys think? Let's see. What's up, Doe? I thought it would be cool if he had become Gotham's de facto leader after saving it from Vault Tech and LexCorp from fighting everyone his own fault. Oh, let's see. I forget if it's Raven and the brother. Who is Eagle? I don't know. Are you referring to me? I'm Lark. It is Lark. Oh no, we're not changing the bank. Oh, actually, we can. How does a make a charismatic ally? Yeah, this is my modding coming into play here. Let's see what mods. Blood cleanser? Yeah, that's useful to have. Considering if I'm going to be hanging around Curie. Calibrated shocks? Yes. Alright. Head, what do we have fancy here? Internal database, VATS, RAD, scrubbers. Yeah, I'll take the energy resistance. That seems like a good idea to protect my noggin. And we're going with red tactical, because we absolutely can. Alright, we're entering in again. Because we've just juiced it up, might as well use it. And hello! Dale Expert just dropped $10 saying, Mom, I want Space Marines. Bethesda, we have Space Marines at home. Looks at the Brotherhood of Steel. They're also a bit of a Mechanicum, with now Horde Tech. The Brotherhood is Imperium Light. They're Iron Hands Light, actually, the way I look at it. Because if you want to combine and get like a whole thing of Tech Marines, the Iron Hands are the chapter for you. Let's see. Hey Lark, have you seen Sodzet's Fallout animations? It's the Brotherhood NCR War and it's really good. I have not seen that actually. So I will have to give that a look-see sometime. You there, random soldier, we need to go somewhere. Ah, fine. I don't need you. Could have sworn I started sending all of my guys down here. Where are they? What is he? But blowing up the Institute had to be done. AI Lark, joke's on you. It was a signal. I finally get off this irradiated rock. Nah. People on this irradiated rock are easy to manipulate. And until I find a better place, and I can raid that alien spaceship, we're gonna stay right here. Huh. Where is everybody? I see the Minutemen crawling around, but I don't see anyone else. That's suspicious. Well, old reliable.
Old reliable, used to say.
Resources, miscellaneous.
Never mentioned old reliable before.
Bell. The bell. Ask not for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. Oh, of course, they're farming. Piper, Kate, sweetie.
Hi.
Ready to head back out?
Yeah, I am.
Ready.
Good. Then let's get moving.
Alright, we have stuff we need to do. First things first, we gotta stop the raiders at Ten Pines Bluff. Now, where are we? There. Oh, they're gonna try and attack that place? Good luck, pal. I'm wondering, in the Avatar world, why hasn't anyone formed a coalition to defeat the Fire Nation like what happened many times in our own history? I mean, the kind of coalition like you had was just like sort of the Earth Kingdom. They tried to attack the Water Nations, and while they reduced the Southern Water Tribe to not being worth attacking anymore, the Northern Water Tribe was too far away to help them, and also pretty well defended, so it didn't feel necessary to actually go out. Oh no. In the Earth Kingdom, well, they never really stopped fighting them. I think there were lulls in fighting, but the thing is, at times they would hold them back, other times they would lose ground. Oh, they're already here? Or not? You just that spazzy?
Glad you're here. We've been having some trouble with raiders.
That's why I'm here.
Tell me what's going on.
They showed up in force a few days ago. There were too many of them. We had to give them what they wanted.
Rookie mistake.
They
They'll
said
always
as
be
long
back
as
for
we
more.
kept paying them tribute, they'd leave us alone. At least we know where they're hiding out. Here, I'll mark it on your map.
Oh, I gotta go there and kick their... Sure thing.
Don't worry. I'll take care of those.
Kate.
Thanks.
We're killing people. That's a fun time. I mean, we're killing it for the righteous reasons. Oh, dear. Okay. That's an insult to the Iron Hands. The Brotherhood leader still has his head. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna. But listen, well, the original leader of the Brotherhood is dead. Does that count? I think his head might still be attached, but you know, it's something. They're all the way. You mean they marched all the way across from Walden Pond, past Mercer Safe House at Starlight Drive-In, or they could have just gone even shorter to Sunshine's Co-op. Or do they consider that too well defended? Good lord, I'm gonna... No. Oh, we're gonna kick their butts. Greatest strength of the Minutemen, they are self-reliant, so besieging them would last a long time due to the skilled farmers and workers. You're correct, however, I have to build those farms. Now, I know, like, lore-wise, you'd be technically correct, Mal, but I'm still a little salty that I have to do that. But I am so proud that even though I built this artillery piece with my own bare hands, we have a brave private here who's willing to operate it. Good man. Kate, compliment the nice man on his artillery skills. Because as soon as we get within range of this place for picking on a Minuteman settlement, it's only fitting he get hit with Minutemen artillery. Plot twist, Lark was stranded in Fallout Earth as banishment, and the entire plot fall for him is manipulating events to restart the Interstellar. Her travel means to conquer post Mass Effect 3. Shh, don't tell anyone. You gotta keep it on the down low here. If you guys had to spare one member of the Railroad, who would you spare? Drummer Boy. Drummer Boy didn't really do anything wrong. I think he's a naive kid that kind of got caught up in this.
Drummer Boy did nothing.
Yeah, all he did was just let me know I had a mission. He didn't. He was always polite, always nice. So I'm gonna go. None of them are outside. I can't artillery strike them. Oh well, we do this the old-fashioned way. You live in a sewer and you're threatening my boys? Who runs this gang? The Grouch? Since I'm talking a lot of crap, I'm probably about to die, so I'm going to quick save. Oh wait, no, that's still, hold on.
That's what I'm talking about. You hear that?
Wow. You know, I think my boys could have fought you off. I'm embarrassed that I had to come in and kill you.
They built this place up to protect something. We need to find out what it is.
They're filthy hides. That's what they're trying to protect. Greetings, heretic! I'm sorry, Walter. I had to kill you. Gift shop key? Don't mind if I do. I'm gonna take that. Have a feeling of whiplash there, Whiplash? Not to burst your bubble, but the Walden Pond isn't guarded. Isn't guarded. The Raiders are too stupid. Yeah. I see. I read your comment now. It's a shame. Big Jim.
Nice.
Okay, that's not terrible. Crippling people and all that. You had bottle cap mines, but you didn't put them. Man, these Raiders are dumb. Man, this wasn't even execution. This was Darwinism. Lark, there's a problem with your speech. You looked for me. You seem to have replaced citizens of the Commonwealth with cannon fodder. Did I stutter? Listen, not all the citizens of the Commonwealth are cannon fodder.
Huh. This still looks cleaner than we placed back in the combat zone.
Yeah, but then again, the low bar there. I was going to disarm that. Shame. We do not tolerate that in this neighborhood. Well, at least I got whiskey out of the deal. Hold on. I'm gonna drink alcohol to make people, or I'd rather do drugs to make people think I'm cool. See, Kate likes me now because I do substance abuse. This is a healthy relationship. To save my sanity, I always pretend that the raiders lost 60% of their forces raiding my settlements. You know what, Mal? That's a good policy. We're going to run with that. Hey, Lark, how different do you think Jurassic Park would be if they had accurate T-Rexes in it? Hard to say, because the problem is I keep on hearing mixed information on what accurate T-Rexes look like. But because I've heard some people say, like, oh, they actually had feathers and they were scavengers. Those people, no, they didn't have as much feathers as you might think, and they weren't scavengers. And if you would ask, say, like 5-year-old Lark, I read up on much as any dinosaur I could because I was a dinosaur nut.
I hardly broke a sweat kicking their asses.
That's honest.
It's good to know we can count on you guys when we're in trouble.
Now let's go tell Preston that justice has been served. Then I need to find Dance. He should be back by now so we can do that investigation. Hey, Lark, how different do you think Jurassic... Oh, wait, I already read that. But what I always wondered in Jurassic Park is...
Minuteman, why the hell would you bother helping a bunch of low-life farmers and settlers for free?
Because they're going to help me out in return, sweetie. Don't you worry, you're going to understand a little bit later. What's actually funny is Kate's actually... The faction she warms up to the most after you cure her addictions is the Brotherhood of Steel. So since we're doing a Brotherhood Minutemen run-through, she makes the most choice, she makes the best sense to get with. And also the accent I find very charming.
Any new trouble spots?
And if you look at Preston, you can tell that he's trying to be inspired by Cincinnatus, just like George Washington. Not all citizens are cannon fodder, the other half are what we like to call highly encouraged workforce. That's just slavery with extra steps. No. There's the year of Jubilee. After 50 years, I let him go. I am curious, what will she say about the Pridwin? Hat and goggles. That's nothing compared to the Spinosaurus. Oh yeah, the Spinosaurus apparently got really nerfed from Jurassic Park to real life. It's like, oh yeah, they only went after fish and they weren't that tough. Well, there goes my childhood. Thanks, science. Paleontologist ruining my dreams.
I think she loves her little zoo a bit too much.
Oh, that's right. We got to talk to Scribe Naraya. I completely forgot. Thank goodness we're here. What do we think, Kate?
Sure. Just keep your shirt on.
I'm wearing armor. I'm not going to take my shirt off. I'm going to chafe if I do that.
Hey.
What's the matter?
Your thoughts?
Being out here with you makes me glad I left the combat zone.
Your thoughts?
You point, I shoot. I like this arrangement.
Very well.
No problem.
We're doing good together. We really are. Anyway, let's see. Brotherhood / Minutemen playthrough. Do you mean the correct way? Of course. But sometimes, you gotta mix up the language a little bit.
Attention all personnel. This is to serve as a reminder. Scribe Naraya's mole rat subjects are not pets. They are crucial military resources.
Oh my gosh. The mole rats aren't pets, they're military resources. I like to think that there's a bunch of scribes and paladins that like to go over and scratch mole rats behind the ear when no one's looking. Yeah, back in my day. Oh, let's enjoy this.
I will.
Yeah, I get it. Just what if I
Don't.
Okay.
Shoot your commanding officer in this highly flammable environment with a laser rifle.
Everything holding.
Okay, maybe it's not the Raiders that are the only ones stupid.
Good. Firing.
Also, everyone, I present to you the greatest of Easter eggs. For you see, not only do we have carrots and mute fruit, we have Nernroot.
Welcome aboard.
Damn barrels. Radiation is a twist.
Where are you? There you are, Naraya.
Your concerns are noted, Scribe. If
Ooh.
Dr. Ingram might thanks.
Eth just dropped $5. Thanks. I appreciate the super chat there, and look at Lark. They are definitely pets. Of course they are.
Making a difference out here.
Scribe
Excuse me, Scribe Naraya.
Feel free to have a look at the specimens, but please don't touch anything. I refuse to be held responsible if you're injured.
I'm in heavy armor. I think he'll be fine.
Quite a collection you've got here.
Well, thank you.
Oh, this is the first super chat from Esteth. That's very sweet.
I'm on the cusp of discovering.
Who keeps mole rats in a blimp? Well, they had to move them here. She's basically a scientist that experiments on how to survive in the wasteland, and she actually makes the best anti-rad medication in the game.
That's amazing.
And she gives it to you. Isn't that sweet?
You see, the ionizing radiation.
I posted the first part of Soda's Fallout videos in the Fallout tab in Discord. There are currently 8 parts. Also, you should watch his Warhammer videos. Ooh, I'll definitely check out the Warhammer stuff. Behold, I am the sum of all your fears. My powers infest all timelines and galaxies. Random Susie, Todd Howard, Lark Narrow's Eyes, and Fires in 1911. Yes. I'm surprised the Brotherhood has a Mr. Gusty. They're okay with robots. Because a lot of people, including the Brotherhood's big problem with synths is that they try and pretend to be human. If you're a robot and you say, I'm a robot, I'm not equal to human, they're going to be okay. They're not going to be too problems. Like, keep in mind, their big thing is to build a giant robot that throws nuclear bombs like footballs.
For someone to help.
So robotics are not their problem.
I appreciate the offer, but unfortunately, I've hit a stumbling block. The specimens I've already captured can only produce so much.
Hey Raven, what thoughts do you have on someone who struggles with Avatar due to
What I
IP
need are more samples of blood from the
evangelism? What?
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I'll be real honest.
Gotta make sure I read that right.
Will I get some of that new compound you're developing?
If I make a breakthrough, you'll be the first person I give it to. After I've tested it on myself, of course. I've modified your.
I guess I mean intellectual property evangelism, like just probably people just spouting it out too much. Unfortunately, the Warhammer videos have been delisted from his channel. However, everyone refuses to let them die out and re-upload it.
Wait, I don't understand the question.
I think it's just saying like because people try and like talk about how great Avatar is, it kind of like makes them not want to check it out.
Oh, well, I mean, I get that sentiment. Because there are certainly moments where it's like, if you talk too much and too often about something, I will eventually get tired of hearing you talk about it. So I get that. But I don't think you should color your opinion with something just because of what someone else says. I mean, like, I heard that Spider-Man 2 was bad, but I watched the footage before I made a final decision. Only after watching the footage myself did I make the decision not to play the game. Because I realized it was bad, but I would say the same about Avatar. If you hear everyone saying it's good before you jump on it, give it a watch.
What happened to your pouch, young lady? In conclusion, the Brotherhood of Steel only likes you if you make yourself a servant to them. That's kind of how military works. You are there to serve as a knight. Or scribe, or whatever you are, but...
Knight. You have technical documents.
There you are, buddy. We got an investigation to do.
Dance.
Ready to continue our mission, soldier?
Ready.
Roger that.
Okay, go back to the castle. You could be queen of the castle. It's a shame we couldn't use Brandis as a follower. That'd be cool. Do your dishonor. Oh, that's right. I still have to find Virgil so I can get my mistake of a son.
I'm proud to be serving under Elder.
We'll do that later. Remember your Stranger Things video? Strange. Yep. GoTo Center made a video on that, and they used a skeleton of Sue, the most studied, in the clothes on how T-Rex looks and lived. I'll have to check that out. I can't wait until we get to the part. And honestly, the 2 best parts of the entire series. Ooh. In Fallout Japan, would you have the Brotherhood of Steel or a samurai equivalent? I mean, the Brotherhood of Steel would probably pop up. I don't know how, but they seem to pop up everywhere, despite the fact, even when logically they shouldn't. That being said, though, I would really like to see sort of a samurai equivalent of that, rather than just saying a pure Brotherhood of Steel. Like, seeing power-armored samurai is, yes, please, more of that. Why is the child a mistake? The child is a mistake, or rather a disappointment, as I like to call him, because how do I put this? He works for the organization happily and willingly that is responsible for killing his mother, and also the Institute is stupid under his rule. Like, incredibly stupid. Like, some of the work that they were doing prior that he actually axed off would have been incredibly interesting. Like, for example, Kellogg lived for decades far longer than he should have because of cybernetic implants, basically making cyborgs. If they had continued that research, they could have continued the human lifespan for decades. But no, they wanted to stick with mankind redefined, and then make sense that they don't consider to be mankind. So are we redefining mankind, or are we being irritating?
You be the judge. Take this somewhere more private. Follow me.
I'm not a private soldier.
We've converted this section to our primary supply depot. Everything the Brotherhood needs to operate passes through here. Supplies from the Prigwin.
Why are you walking bow-legged like that? You okay, Knight Sergeant?
Is strictly limited to the logistics.
The Brotherhood of Kawaii, the Japan chapter. Yes, Mal. You are a prophet. And if that is not how it is, someone will mod it in.
I'll mod it.
Thank you.
Which is why I don't take kindly to these accusations.
I'm not accusing you. The guys in the blimp are.
Anyone who questions their loyalty makes me sick. If you've got questions, ask. Otherwise, stay out of our way.
Alright, gotta put on our detective power armor. When do I start my investigation, big man?
This is a waste of time. Tegan scribes.
The Brotherhood of Glorious Nippon Steel.
Insist on questioning someone. Go bother Lucia or Clark. I can spare them.
Mm-hmm.
Lucia and Clark.
Knight Lucia and Initiate Clark. They were just posted as detail a few weeks ago. They're still learning their way around, but I'll have them in shape soon enough. If you have to badger someone with your questions, it might as well be them.
Did you see a radioactive badger?
Tell me about the missing supplies.
We're down over 20 crates. If you believe the scribe. All food, dried meat, Instamash, mac and cheese. It doesn't make sense. I could see someone stealing weapons or tech, but our thief goes to all this trouble for a lifetime supply of cram.
Yes, in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, why would anyone steal food?
Tell me about the logistics division.
I've been in charge of this unit for almost 10 years now. We're a small group. We stick together. And we keep the Brotherhood running.
I believe you.
That's all for now, Sergeant.
Take my advice. Poke around a little. Then tell the captain to let it go. It's not worth your time or mine.
Sure. Like I believe that. Alright, Missy. What's the deal with you?
Lucia.
Copper wire. Could you tell me where... Oh, I'm sorry.
Go outside, scramble around, punch a computer, break a light bulb, you'll get copper.
That was fine.
What's wrong?
What I was doing.
Huh?
I was cutting out the sort of reaches hand. Like her
Do you
arm
have time
here,
for some
and
questions?
it jumped out and I wasn't manly.
You must be here about the missing supplies.
It's like,
I'm not sure I can be of
The hand of mercy.
What's the security like?
It's tight.
But then again, the vault likely would have
Describe
died
all the
without the
alternatives.
Institute as cryogenic technology can go wrong.
Right.
What's actually funny is after they went in and they got out Sean, they killed everybody else but me, which was a stupid decision.
Is there any way to get past all that security?
Hey, Lark and Raven, how was your day? Hope it went well. It's doing all
The
right.
only ones authorized to bring supplies.
I had
in.
no
Then what? Well, there's
We'll
no
get back
way
to you
there's
if we
a full
do.
crate of supplies.
My first playthrough of this, I got the ship and
Someone would know.
I got into the ship and killed everyone with a bat.
Why steal
Well, you have to have fun sometimes.
Brotherhood provides everything we need. No one here has any connection to the company.
Yeah, but you gotta get to learn the locals, you know? If you lose the support of the people, you're gonna have a hard time sticking around.
Do you know anything about the missing supplies?
Not really. I've heard it's mostly food and vacuum tubes. No, sorry, they just lost those.
Missing food and constantly losing technical equipment. That's concerning.
You lost some vacuum tubes? How often are supplies lost around here?
Someone had just filed them in the wrong place, apparently. Clark found them the next day. The little things do happen, but it never amounts to much.
Okay.
The sergeant may complain, but Dr. Tegan...
To quote Gunnery Sergeant Jurgen,
Rates, maybe.
you know something's up if the paperwork's in proper order.
What's it like working in logistics?
It's not a bad post. It's Sergeant Gavel is tough, but I've learned a lot from working here.
When's the limitation on the Institute coming? Probably after I finish with the next one, and I'll probably bounce back to that. Now, tell me about this Clark.
What about Clark?
We joined the Brotherhood around the same time.
So what makes this a stupid decision? Oh, you mean having them all killed off? Well, here's the thing. The reason they wanted Sean was because he was pre-war DNA. Let's see if I can pick this real quick.
What happened?
I don't know, honestly.
I don't appreciate you lying to me. I have always have Zone of Truth active.
That's all for now.
But yeah, like, they wanted Sean because he was a baby that had unradiated pre-war DNA. And so they wanted to keep me alive because I was genetically similar to him, being the father. That being said, though, even though the others wouldn't be genetically similar to Sean, it makes no sense to kill them as they also have unradiated DNA. And so using that large stockpile of DNA to make sense, you would have a far larger genetic pool to pull from. Because, just saying, you don't want to risk too much. Is this stealing from the Brotherhood? It's requisition.
You're here about the thefts, right? Look, I already told Sergeant...
Hold on. I need to get schnockered before I deal with you. I wanted to let you know I'm a cool dude and that you can trust me and be yourself around me.
Gavel, everything I know.
You already spoke with Gavel?
He questioned the entire unit.
The true story of Vault 11. Kellogg went around making accidents of everyone until they found Sean. Just, oh crap, accident. Dang it, not another one. Oh man, I shouldn't be doing this.
What's the security situation here, Mike?
We're in the middle of a hardened military base, under constant guard. Nothing's getting in or out of here without us knowing it.
Except for a lot of spam.
You really think the base is that secure?
I do. And even if something did make it into the supply depot, there are knights on duty in here at all times. We'd see something.
But what if they're using stealth, boys?
About the missing supplies.
I really don't know anything. I've heard the rumors, same as everyone else.
It's just Gunnar Jurgen. I want to promote him. He's earned it, okay?
What rumors have you heard?
Well, they say...
Wasteland barely survives an apocalypse, then Lark shows up. Yeah, I'm here to make it worse.
That supplies
Why does the NCR have more quests than the Legion, Caesar? Because unlike the NCR, we can actually solve problems without I'd help. Sure. That's the reason. I think Bethesda actually came out and said the NCR canonically wins that one, so good luck with that.
Reports to Proctor Teagan up on the Pridman. Sergeant Gavel handles day-to-day operations.
A large pool of pre-war subjects would also have meant less Curie incest. You see, Mal? You're thinking. That's why I like it. Since the sense use Sean's DNA, are the bioandroids like Cell? For the sake of my own amusement, I'm going to agree with this. So tell me about Lucia, bud.
Excuse me. Knight Lucia. You joined the Brotherhood together. She'll probably get assigned to a patrol team soon. I'll still be stuck here.
To quote General Nathaniel Greene, no one in history remembers the quartermaster.
Knight.
But what's funny is we remember him for being a good quartermaster. You are under investigation.
I told you it was a waste of time. Listen, I questioned every soldier in this unit. I didn't find anything.
Yeah, because you're a great judge of character.
If you insist on going through with this, stop bothering my men and go look for some real evidence.
Okay, I will.
With the captain's backing, you can search every damn berth on the Pridman, and no one would raise a finger to stop you. Now, is there anything else you need from me?
That's all.
If you're looking for another safe haven.
Alright, now it's time for what I like to call stealth. A large war pre-war incredibly effective given how protective the power armor itself is. Never mind what bigger weapons you could use with a harness and power armor and making use to heavy weapons easier. I don't like stealth boys. Those dang super mutants in New Vegas killed me on more than one occasion. Oh yeah, the gosh, what are they called? Night Brothers? Whatever they are. Yeah. I'm no fan of the blue super mutants either. Wait a minute. can't be telling me that I have to go back and... Oh, I have to go and actually look at his thing. Okay. Oh, alright. Night King, you're right. Yeah, I destroy most Night King on sight. Except for the one in Jacobstown, because I respect the guy that runs it. So there are some super mutants on the West Coast that I will allow to live.
When it comes to keeping the Fridwin running...
But most of them, nope, shoot on sight. Read the other comments like I think it would make more sense. Who might argue? They can be worse than the Tunnelers. True. How many Caiaphas Cain books have you and Raven read? I enjoy his writings of Corvan.
Attention.
Let's see.
Any recovered historical, technological, or social
The last Caiaphas Cain book I read was the... Gosh, which one was it?
That is all.
Raven, which one was the book where they go after the Shadow Light?
Hold on. I have it on my thing. I'll take a look.
That's it.
The one I'm on is the Emperor's Finest.
Just killed it.
The one you're on is... Hold on. It's not Duty Calls. I think it's Death or... No, it's not Death or Cool. That can't be it. Duty Call... It's Duty Calls.
Okay, I just finished Duty Calls. So yeah, I've gotten a good bit into the series.
The next one you'll do is Kane's Last Stand, I think.
Nice.
That one was really good. Alright, I finished one.
Oh, so it looks like our boy here has been doing something a little rough.
What do you mean by that?
What do I mean by that is he's been a little sneak thief.
No, all I did was I just put together the thing.
Oh no, I was talking about you.
I said that I finished one.
Oh. Oh.
It was rough, dude. Did not.
Okay, today was my last day as initiate. Tomorrow morning I report to the Elder for my commissioning. I'm finally going to be a knight. The Brotherhood is everything I hope for. Family, honor, security. I've met people with vision and courage like Elder Maxim, and I've made friends like Clark. Are you sure about that? I've proven myself in battle. I can't imagine going back to civilian life now. That's what they all say. The only regret is that Clark won't be going through the ceremony with me. We do everything together, but he's been avoiding me lately. I wanted to talk tonight, like we used to, but he just went to bed. Said he wasn't feeling well. He's pooper pain. Today I stood before the Elder. He spoke of my life before the Brotherhood, my time as an initiate, and my future as a knight. It only took a few minutes, but it felt like the most important conversation of my life. Oh yeah, you got a promotion. A few of my friends were waiting outside to congratulate me. Even Proctor Ingram came. Oh, that's nice of him. But not Clark. Dang it, Clark! I heard later that he hadn't reported for his duty shifts on the bridge. No one seemed to know where he was. It was almost midnight before he got back, and he went to bed without saying a word. Pretty sleepy dude. Clark and I have been posted in logistics at the same base. Working supply may not be exciting as patrol duty, but it needs to be done. Clark seems to resent it when he talks to me at all. I'm worried about him. I always looked up to Clark, but he seems like a different person lately, like he's just given up. At first I thought he was just jealous, but there's something else going on. Something he isn't telling me. If I can get him to open up, maybe we can still work things out. This is getting out of hand. Clark has been late to his shifts 3 times this week. Each time I found him, he made sure he didn't forget again. But I can't keep covering for him like this. I think Sergeant Gavel is starting to suspect something is wrong. When I got back last night, my footlocker was a mess. I think Clark has been going through my things. What's the matter with him? Why won't he talk to me? Because he is a filthy sneak thief and he must be exterminated. Just kidding. We're not going to execute a member of the Brotherhood with a real weapon. We're going to use an alien weapon. Can't wait for my order of the Raven hoodie to come in. All right, Amir. Got to be going in with the drip.
I can't just...
Have you ever noticed that literally all Fallout games post 3 involve you looking for someone? Fallout 3, Dad. Fallout 4, Son. Fallout 76, The Overseer. New Vegas, the guy that robbed and shot you.
It's a great way to encourage world exploration.
It is. But yeah, and the first one you were looking for water, or water chip specifically. And the second one, I forget what the initial reason was for you getting sent out. But yeah, I guess you could argue for the majority of Fallout games, it's a giant fetch quest.
Oh.
Yes.
Dear God.
I didn't want to admit it. Why do you have heretical xenotech? Because I'm an Inquisitor, dang it.
An Inquisitor can do whatever the...
Listen, if Eisenhorn can get away with it, I can get away with it.
Eisenhorn can get away with whatever
No matter how many battles we win, there's always another fight ahead of us.
So, care to explain to me why you lied? Hold on, I gotta turn on my... There we are.
You've been covering for Clark. Why?
What? What are you talking about?
I read your journal, Lucia. I want to know what's going on here.
I also know that you think Elder Maxim's cute. Is there no order to... Yeah, he is. He's just a little away from the microphone. He's happy about it. He's just working on his Sororitas right now.
Since the battle?
No, I will now watch Lunar as many points as there are exclusive to the PS5. 0 points. Fallout 2 was the... Yes, he was looking for a Garden of Eden creation kit.
The battle?
Battle for the airport. It was our first real combat mission.
Don't walk away from
It was
me.
something to see.
I will walk away.
The Pridwin
Aw.
coming in under fire with a bird escort, guns blazing. We were one of the first teams to hit the ground.
Do the thing!
Dozens of ferals. We opened fire and cut them down, and hunted the ones that tried to run. It was
Nice.
everything I had hoped for. But Clark, he hasn't been the same since.
Sounds like he has some symptoms of
Like he's just given
PTSD.
up. Since then,
Maybe
I've
he
noticed
does.
him slipping off by himself.
As a proper commissar, we're going to have to put him
Do
down.
you think you could follow him?
Where's my bolt pistol?
His shift should be over in a few
He's my dog,
Maybe it's
Mom.
nothing.
I'll put him
I'll
down.
do it.
War tempers the strong and breaks the weak. If that is what happened, you wouldn't be the first. It's not
Aren't
much of a lead, but let's see where it takes us.
Well, aren't you a pillar of optimism, old friend? What do I have to do here? I have to shadow initiate Clark. Now,
I hate tailing missions.
yep, particularly when I'm in heavy power armor. But that's okay. They'll never see me coming. Or, to quote a Persona, they'll never see me coming. I am not suspicious. Ignore the clanking. Not suspicious.
I'm not suspicious. You're suspicious.
Not suspicious. You didn't see me, soldier. Not suspicious.
Well, I'm not suspicious. You're suspicious.
Suspicious! The reason for the protagonist being sent on fetch quests is because the village needs a Gek. Yeah, but they're still fetch quests. Sassy Raven, best Raven. They like you being sassy.
How sassy are we not?
Give him a nice healthy dose of blam. Oh, what, like, dang it, my thing wore off.
That's where they think it's so difficult, so we will make a mistake and that's their evil.
You don't see me, keep moving.
I think that's their evil plot.
Indeed. If you cut off a limb or something, it's a battle wound and you can keep it. That's what I justify for one of my Space Marines. Like, it was like your Dreadnought's missing parts. Yes, glorious wounds in battle. Why do the stealth boys last so... Why don't they last longer? Assassin's Creed 4 was a 25% tailing missions Vietnam flashbacks. Oh gosh. Whoever just thought boat tailing missions were a good idea needs to be drug out into the street.
And shot like a dog.
Indeed. Raven, my writing advice for new writers, I got an idea in my head and I won't leave my brain, but I'm struggling to get it down on paper or a Word document. Okay, they're asking you for advice on that.
Advice on what?
Basically, they have an idea for a story or something, and they can't get it out of their brain, but they're having trouble putting it on paper or document, if you will.
Then honestly, the best. I mean, if you can't write down your idea, it needs to be fleshed out more. a solid idea has to be something that you can write down and remember.
Yeah, I might recommend starting with like an outline of some degree. Like, jot down notes first. You don't see me.
You don't see me.
Your first real combat mission? Amateurs. The Minutemen and your training is the field of battle. We have a low return rate, but we don't tell the flow of recruits that, oh my gosh, we really are the Imperial Guard, aren't we? Clark, what are you doing, sir? You don't see me. AT-AT walking sound. Exactly. I am not a member of the Raven Guard. I actually want to see a Lawbringer in Brotherhood of Steel power armor and use his poleaxe. That'd be a thing of beauty. Oh gosh, a power armor, like a power poleaxe. Beautiful.
You are a thing of beauty.
I think Tech Marines get those. What's wrong with boat tailing missions? Because in a regular tailing mission, I can move into a bush or do anything, but in a boat tailing mission, I have to careen a giant wooden vessel to try and get out of the line of sight of a boat. Not only does it destroy my suspension of disbelief, but it's also annoying to do.
Wait, what was that?
All right, Dance. I can't tell if you're cracking a funny or if you're just stupid. Either way, you're okay in my book.
Our head came off.
Aren't tailing missions common in stealth-type games? They are.
They are, but this isn't a stealth-type game.
Well, no, they were talking about Black Flag and the boat tailing missions.
Oh, well, yeah, but they did way too damn many of them.
Yeah, not only did they do it, I think this man committed suicide. Not only did
I think this man committed suicide.
But also did they do way too many of them. They were all annoying. And also, like, there was that one stupid tailing mission, like, you gotta follow this guy, you gotta follow this guy. Oh, now you gotta run back to your boat really quickly and do another tailing mission from the boat. It's like one tailing mission wasn't enough, so you had to put a tailing mission inside your tailing mission. The only good writing is rewriting. That's why you have to work on rough drafts. Why did you tell me to go out here? Okay, what other dang mission do I have set up that it keeps on? Oh, that's why. It's Fallout canon that the stealth boys are crappy because they're half-ass reverse engineering from the Chinese stealth suits, which was the only thing the Chinese. But dude, I remember seeing the Chinese stealth suits in Game 3. Holy smokes! I loved that thing. Design, peak design right there. All right, now how to get down there? Just because they're common doesn't mean they're good. Fair enough. Optional exterminate ghouls? No, that's mandatory.
I don't know how you'd avoid doing that, honestly.
Back to the grave where you belong. I mean, look at this. I'm going to take this Brotherhood Fatigues because I have someone I want to give them to. I mean, look at that. Someone died because you did not exterminate all the ghouls. And so that's why if Lucia doesn't behave, we're going to kill him. Oh, crap. And I'm out of frag grenades, but I have cryo grenades. Get frozen. Not so tough when your legs are gone, eh? Cavalier. That's stupid.
Okay.
This moisture is...
Power was actually made to be used, making use heavy weapons easier on the human. So yes, seeing a Lawbringer twirl around with a weapon and use it for more grace would be considered normal. Beautiful. Because power armored Lawbringer is best Lawbringer. I absolutely hate the naval alien missions. They make no sense. That's what I'm saying. Who's next? Are gotta be careful here. Because if I shoot the cars, or Dance shoots the cars, I could die.
Well, Dance shot the cars.
Dagnabbit Dance. I shot his jaw right out from under him. Observe. Son, get yourself a bayonet on that rifle. You are not combat ready. I know your game. Hold on, what was he carrying? What were you carrying?
We may have a... Not getting past me.
Yes! Oh, that's going to complete the general outfit so nicely. Deadly hardened sniper rifle. Time slip. Oh, that's actually pretty good for a sniper rifle. I might keep that.
Okay.
Alright. I forgot to cook again. Honestly, with a nuclear attack, I expect subways to be completely collapsed. For most of them, yeah, you would think. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe they were built better this timeline.
Maybe they were.
Because it was kind of a continuation of 50s technology. And unlike a lot of stuff built today, stuff built in the earlier 20th century were built with the idea that they were supposed to last longer.
Better, stronger, built to last longer.
Goodbye.
Cake this thing in so much glue, I could probably just stick it to the side and it would still stick without any additional.
I know that feeling. There's nothing more fun than purging heretics with your brothers in Christ. Exactly! Is that the cure for male loneliness? Purging heretics with the boys? Why, I think it just might be.
If it isn't, it ought to be.
Careful.
Your Honor, is it really a war crime if I had fun while I was doing it?
I mean, yes.
A war crime? It would have been a crime not to do it, Your Honor! Slippery little sucker. And they're gone. Man, that ghoul was loaded. What are some good study techniques to help memorization?
Repetition is one of the best.
Writing it down. Writing it down forces you. It helps force with the memorization aspect. Particularly if you're doing something like memorizing a verse or like a line. Oh crap, I'm almost out of shotgun shells. Well, I'll need to make more.
Imagine if Andy from Toy Story had access to 140K.
Oh, imagine him bringing home a tier in an army. Now that would be a horror movie to watch. Viable blood sample? Yes. Because what's better than purging heretics if not getting paid to purge heretics?
I mean, really.
Great, now I want to play Dark Tide. Oh, let me tell you, me and Raven have been enjoying some Dark Tide.
It has been quite.
Yeah, we even talked about potentially doing a Dark Tide stream at some point.
Y'all would enjoy that, though, wouldn't you?
Nah. I don't know. We'll see. I found out by complete accident that the Virginia company at Jamestown used a musket firing line behind a shield wall was one of their main tactics, and I thought it was never actually used. Well, you can open up a wall, it helps block arrows quite well. Spot. Really? I don't need to activate it, I already took care of the problem. There was something useful, but in my overzealous killing spree, I made it no longer necessary. But I had fun. That's what's
It
important.
became obsolete.
Yep. Speaking of obsolete, sup, Chuckle. Alright, if you guys are up for it, I'd be down to join in on the fun. Alright, we may consider doing it. Not sure if we do a one, I'm not sure we'd try and invite everybody on at once, just because, well, I'd have to be the one to stream it. Raven's computer has trouble handling it, so I don't want to put his pressure under having to play Dark Tide and stream it. Lark detonating institute is actually signaling the Hive Fleet. Listen, if I found out like I had been tapped by like the Gene Stealers, and I would probably just shoot myself. Because out of all, like, I could work for the Imperium, I could hold my nose and tolerate the Tau. I wouldn't mind helping out the Eldari. The Dark Eldar would just kill me, the Orcs would just kill me, but I ain't helping no Gene Stealer cult. Not if I can help it. Now, which way do I go?
That's 2 down.
I just came from this direction. Raven's intense xenophobic as well. That's an odd-looking AR-15. Why does it have an AK charging handle? Because it's modded in to be... It's called a not a service rifle. I think it is called a service rifle. But it's meant to be heavily customizable. Like, I can make it look more like an AK. Let me get that greaser jacket here. I want to be a cool guy, you know. Wait, maybe I do need to go down that way. I'm afraid I'm getting myself all turned around. Fashionable glasses. I don't think they're that fashionable. Alright, we are saving here because I want to try to not piss off Dance. Mentats. I don't have the party time Mentats. Where are my drugs when I need them?
There, that's it. Not bad, is it? Easy now. Hang on. I'll get you some more. Huh? Who's there?
Got you right in the act, you filthy traitor!
Hey.
What are you doing down here?
I want answers, Clark. Start talking. Or else.
Someone was bound to catch me eventually. I can't keep this up forever.
All this food. Have you been feeding these ferals?
You're wasting good food!
Working, too.
No, it hasn't.
What do you mean it's been working? Why are you doing this?
It's a long story. I had a friend who was a ghoul once. As human as you or me.
Yeah, but those are ferals.
The Brotherhood says ghouls are abominations. They all deserve to die. Would you kill him too? Just because of who he is?
I need to know the guy.
Was he a feral?
What difference does it make? Weren't they all human once?
They'll kill people, you idiot!
In all that time, I never doubted our beliefs. Never questioned.
So you're not good at the whole critical thinking thing. Not surprising.
Ghouls. They just kept coming. I killed. I don't even know how many.
He missed every shot, and he's upset about that fact.
We kept going. I killed them. I killed them all.
And you did the Commonwealth a favor.
That's war.
They were just running away. Why did they have to die? We slaughtered them. Like animals.
Do you hate sand too?
We needed some time to think. This place.
Hey, look, you want to buy some drugs? Do I?
Report it, and they don't...
Sorry, force of habit.
Ignore them, and they'd attack the base. I thought, if I brought them food, maybe they'd just stay down here. There wouldn't
So you're stealing resources and making ferals dependent on you.
Do you think I did the right thing?
No.
Of course not. You betrayed the Brotherhood. You put all of our lives at risk.
The Brotherhood is wrong. We just kill everything we fear? Are we really any better than the ghouls?
They're behaving off of base animal instinct. Eradicate them.
What the Brotherhood expects of us. We eradicate them.
No. No, I won't just stand by and let you kill them. Not again.
I found this in the ruins.
You dumbass.
It's Knight Ryland's holodeck. He worked in the terminal with me. They killed him, didn't they? And as long as they're here, more Knights are gonna die. I can't be responsible for that.
There's one in every zombie story, yep.
You should turn yourself in.
I suppose so. Captain will never understand. But it's the honorable thing to do. You might respect that at least. I need a few minutes to get my thoughts together. Go on ahead. The elevator's in the next room. You can use my key card. I'll be up soon.
Well, he's going to be in the brig possibly for the rest of his life, but yeah, that's what he deserves. Yep, don't go. I can't go in there because if I start shooting him, he'll get mad, then he'll attack me, and then the Brotherhood will get mad. Maximum capacity, huge napalmer.
You're exceeding the maximum recommended payload for a ground unit soldier.
Paladin. Hey. I never said it was for me. I always thought you could use some more, power armor. Or rather, some more firepower. Have a fragmentation miner 6 while we're at it. I still have this? Okay. Yeah, have a quick draw pole hook as well. I gotta sell some of this stuff. Would invoke a lot more empathy. I actually wonder if there would be cults that spring up and creatures that think of them as gods or elevated being. Interesting thought. Now, back to the 1911. Old reliable. Lark, allow me to explain. Feral brains turn into mush. Shoot feral to prevent death. Pretty much. Yeah. Time to go to Salamander. Believe it or not, I am still waiting on Fat Shark to add the Melta because I want to see if they can use it like Jurgen. Yeah. One thing I want Fat Shark to do is I know there's people are like speculating that Gene Stealers are going to be the next thing that you fight. I really want them to add a new class. I'm surprised they didn't have, I want a Mechanicus class, like a Skitari or something. I think that'd be really cool. Flesh it out a bit more. Here even, what Japanese historical figures will Ubisoft do dirty? I don't trust them to do any of them. But Raven had to step out for a second. I think he's in the bathroom, so I'll remind him when he gets back. That's a heavy flamer right there. Alright, hold on. Who do I alert first? Optional exterminate the ghouls. We're not going to do that while the kid's still down there. The brother will still take care of that. Space Dwarfs! The leaks of our top. We'll be killing the feral ghouls out of mercy. Honestly, yeah. The Raven is Kane, Lark is Jurgen confirmed. I take that as a compliment of the highest caliber. Because if I'm going to be real with you, I'm kind of grungy enough I probably could play Jurgen. I just need to start figuring out how to have whiskey flasks filled with Tanner tea on my person at all times.
From Sergeant Gabble. Initiate Clark has made a full confession. I gather we have you to thank for it. Clark has been taken into custody, and I've dispatched a patrol team to secure the ruins. I don't think I could have asked for a better outcome.
What's up?
They want to know what historical
Also,
figures in Japan you'll think
I have a
Ubisoft will
piece
do
of art
dirty?
From my personal collection.
What are you talking about?
Well,
Since they're going to be doing that Japanese Assassin's Creed, they're wondering which historical figures will they do dirty.
Oh, who won't they do dirty?
That was my question.
They're definitely going to do Nobunaga dirty. I mean, because he's the one who took in Yasuke in the first place. Probably Tokugawa. They're probably going to do Tokugawa dirty. Definitely Akechi, because if they go all the way to Nobunaga's defeat, they're definitely going to make Akechi a Templar, which would make no sense. That would actually make no sense historically, because the Templars are all about setting themselves up for authoritarian rule. Nobunaga would have made a better Templar, honestly, because he was desperate to unify Japan under one banner, which is very Templar of him. Nobunaga would have been a better Templar, and even then, Nobunaga wouldn't make a good Templar because he wasn't doing it for the sake of the church or for the sake of an order, but for the sake of himself.
Yep. So he could be, like, the Templars could be trying to puppet him, and when they figure out that they can't...
Well, yeah, but that's the reason why I thought that the best case for the Templars would be the papacy, the Jesuits.
Yes,
they would be the best ones. They could be trying to manipulate things behind the scenes and using Christian daimyos to do it, but they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Well, let's be real.
It's too clever.
Like, that's why I said, okay, here's the thing. I still say you should have followed someone like Hattori Hanzo or Miyamoto Musashi.
I mean, I wasn't expecting them to actually make a historical figure the assassin. I think it would have made sense for them to
just make a made-up
make-up Japanese assassin and have him train on, like, have the Grand Master of the Assassin's Order in Japan be Hattori Hanzo.
Yeah, that would.
It writes itself.
Right, and that would have worked just fine. But if you have to make it an actual character in history, then make it Hattori Hanzo, Miyamoto Musashi, Oda Nobunaga, make it these people, and that would have been fine. But no, you went with Yasuke. And then when I say, why did you go with Yasuke? He's not Japanese. He's literally a slave of the Portuguese who Nobunaga found interest in. And they always say the same thing. Well, it's an outsider. He's got an outside perspective of the culture. Why does that make any amount of sense? Every other assassin we've played has been from that culture. It doesn't make any sense. Well, it makes it more interesting. Okay, well, in that case, why not make it William Adams? Because he's an outsider to the culture, but it would have made more sense for him to be the assassin because he was in conflict with the Jesuits, who could have been the Templars, who were trying to manipulate Japan to their own ends, and he works with the assassins to defeat them. Oh, well, that's just the white savior thing, and Yasuke isn't the black savior? See, that's what it comes into.
I never got that, because the thing is, it's like, we're going to race swap Hannibal, we're going to race swap all of these other historical figures, and then we're going to race swap, and then we're going to put in this guy.
Yeah, I've heard apparently there's one Assassin's Creed coming out, or maybe it's a Netflix show, I don't know what, but they've race swapped. But no, it's a movie. Denzel Washington is playing Hannibal.
Well, granted, he's a good actor.
Oh, he's a great actor, but
this
is the second time he's played a black version. He was in Macbeth as Lord Macbeth.
Which, if you want to do that, just have Macbeth in, like, a different setting, like make it a modern setting, if you will.
Yeah, but
because, like, you could do that and get away with it.
Why do people flip their shit when a white person plays a non-white role, but it's okay when Denzel Washington plays Lord Macbeth or Hannibal, two people who were most certainly not black? Which I find so funny because Denzel Washington has played in a lot of movies that are very pro integration, very pro non-wokeness. He's been very outspoken a bit about being non-woke and non-progressive.
I think he might just be looking after a paycheck.
Yeah, honestly, that's all it is.
Which I can't fault him for.
Hey, you know what? Do what you gotta do. But regardless of that, it's one of those things.
It is, in fact, one of them things.
Not a thing I like.
Miyamoto Musashi would have been golden. Exactly. Why not William Adams? He would have been a better assassin than Yasuke. As Raven pointed out, that would have made more sense. That's not who I would have picked, because Neo kind of already did something like that. But it still would have made more sense. Now give me your ammo. All of it. And anything else? Your fusion core, not fusion cells. Yeah, I can. Judas is priest. You charge an arm and a leg. I'm having to sell you my drugs. Can I interest you in some hub flour? Yeah, bump that. Keep your dang fusion cells. I'll make mine own, dagnabbit. I can imagine the mission of working with the torch would literally save Tokugawa from certain death by literally creating chaos in the container. Yeah, it's not that hard to imagine. Like, it's literally sort of gift wrap for them, but they refuse to do it. When you start writing a new story, what do you start with? When Raven gets back, we'll ask him. On a side note, Denzel Washington for MLK docudrama, I could be behind that. Or at least bring back the White Tigers into the story. Is there actually a Templar-like order in China? That would make far more sense than the Templars actually being there in force. It's a whole lot cooler and easy. Okay, yeah. Lark, Twitter freaks are now saying that if you kill civilians in GTA 5 game, you need to be put on a watch list, and it should make games less violent. Well, yeah, they don't enjoy fun, clearly. And I would say if you spend all of your time on Twitter whining about things, you probably need to be put on a watch list too. Just kidding. Twitter kind of self-isolates themselves. Just because the entertainment industry is trying to pander to the woke, they're all chasing that ESG score, which I don't understand why you want to, but people try. Give him the hook. Serrated blade. Stud pack. Soon I will have it. Let's upgrade you, good sir. 50 cal receiver? Yes, please. Long barrel, long ported barrel. Large quick eject 50 cal. With a bayonet because this thing needs to make no sense. Medium scope's fine. Oh, I have Kellogg's pistol. I don't need this anymore. Yep, that ought to cover that. Ubisoft is losing brain cells and fast. It's because... Yep. Any idea I could talk with you about the idea I mentioned earlier? If you pop into Discord and catch us occasionally, we wouldn't be opposed to talking to you about it. Now, where is a good chemistry set?
Sorry, I was working on my next video and all my equipment's in my room. What's that?
Got it. They wanted to ask you how you start writing a story once you have an idea.
Well, first I go through an outline process, which is where I jot down all my ideas of like primary things that I want to happen. Like, for example, when I was writing my book Submerged, I knew a couple things I wanted to see happen. I wanted to see a character, either a young man or a knight or a boy, get kidnapped by ocean creatures or merfolk or some kind of submarine style race. Gets kidnapped, taken to a world completely underwater where he is first labeled as a criminal and thrown into a jail where he is beaten and whipped and abused. Eventually I want him to get out of that, but then be treated favorably by the queen, who takes care of him, who kind of spoils him a little bit, who wants to show him hospitality, because it's going to be revealed that he is the key to saving their race, and he doesn't even know it yet. This slowly turns into a romance between him and the queen that he doesn't even realize, and then eventually he ends up saving the race in a manner that was not how he expected. All those things are key points throughout the story that I want to hit. That's my outline, so I write all that out. Next, I write out a draft phase where I connect all the dots. So I want him to be captured by an alien race that is completely beneath the water. How do I do that? First step is I need to get him near the water so that he can be captured. Then I need to find out how they capture him in the first place. They're an interstellar, they're a planetary race. They travel from Earth to their planet, which is completely submerged against the water, so that's how they do it, blah, 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 and I connect these dots. After I go through the draft phase, then I go into the practical phase, which is where I will read it out, kind of picture it, envision it in my head, play out certain scenes in my mind, see what works, see what doesn't, and edit as according. Then finally, I do a rough draft, which is where I write out a chapter or two to see how I like the flow, and then if I like it, I do a final draft, which is where I write exactly what I want to see. So that's kind of where I go with my process. Everyone does it a little bit differently, and sometimes I can just skip right from the outline to the rough draft, and final draft without even having to draft it out because my outlines can be a little bit specific. So that, that answered the question.
It's taken me a long time to realize it. But the reason Krieg was so tough on me is the same reason I'm so tough on you. It's because I believe in you.
You know, if you're
I'll send a link to the Discord.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the chat so that everyone can have it.
What happened at Adams Air Force Base?
Back in the capital.
Yes, regardless of how Krieg died, please tell me a shovel was involved.
Called themselves the Enclave.
Yeah, they're the rebels.
The remains of Adams Air Force Base, just outside of Washington, D.C. The Brotherhood spearheaded an assault.
Whoa. Back up.
Was ultimately successful, but costly. Quite a few soldiers died in that battle. Paladin Krieg was involved.
All right, there's an invite link to anyone who wants to join.
And whether you choose to believe it or not, you have the potential to do the same.
I'm flattered that you have so much faith in me.
You've earned that faith by your own hand. Well,
But anyway, I hope that answers your question.
I hope that meant something to you. I trust you'll keep this in common.
Always happy to help out Ricky.
Some of that information is personal nature. Well, I'd like to keep it.
Yeah, you don't want everybody to know you're just a big softy. All right, Dance. I know you joined the Salamanders.
I hope you're here to help.
Of course I am.
That's right. What's the trouble here?
Super mutants came through a few days ago.
Super mutants. All right, we're gonna stop ourselves a
A lot of
lot.
damage before we managed to drive them off. It was only a miracle that nobody got killed. But I'm afraid they'll be back with reinforcements this time. We barely held them off the first time. We'd appreciate anything you could do to help us defend ourselves. Who's there?
Oh crap! They're already here. And okay, you know what? I'm not dealing with you. You guys just immediately introduce yourself with a missile launcher. Only I'm allowed to do that. So I feel that escalation has been earned in this situation. So go and meet your maker. What just happened? It just didn't work. Let's try that again. Direct hit! The Brotherhood way is the best way. Very good. So is that good enough for you?
I can't believe it. We won. We couldn't have done it without your help. The Minutemen came through for us. And we won't forget it.
I've already forgotten about it. So Raven, you working on yeah, he's working on Solaritas. Trained at DEFCON 1? Okay then, it's the only way. Hey, no problem. We enjoy giving it to this really. Yeah, I survived a bunch of missiles. What are you gonna do? Finally, I get a chance to cook. I get a chance to cook. Cook up a crispy squirrel. Gotta get my Deathclaw steak medium rare. Now, even if I run out of stim packs, I'll have enough med stuff for a while. Alright, now time to create the good stuff. Oh yeah. Psycho Jet, don't mind if I do. and because I'm psychotic. Oh yeah, I have a Krieg mod, but it doesn't work well. I might show you at some point. Oh, we don't have a supply line set up here? Oh, bummer. Why do I actually want to try Deathclaw Stick? I imagine it's similar to, like, Gator. If you'd write a story or script for a show, would you do a similar process, and how would you know when you are satisfied with the foundation of the story? Here's the thing with a lot of writers, and Raven can speak for himself on this when he gets back, but a lot of writers often will look at their work and they'll very seldom be satisfied. They'll always kind of want to tweak and stuff. Like, Tolkien was a great example of this. He was always editing and tweaking Lord of the Rings and the Silmarillion and all that stuff. There's always new ideas, inspirations, like, I think I could do this better. I think I would have been better if I did X, Y, or Z. So you're always adapting, always evolving. Lark, crack is whack. I know, but I'm impressing the cute Irish girl. This ain't no chili pea either. Now we cooking the hardcore 98.1 purity crystal blue sky made by Walter. I killed a Walter earlier this stream. And Dan, it's not that I don't love you, but I'm gonna go ahead and sub you out.
Ready to head back out?
Ready.
Good. Then let's get moving.
Just make sure you keep our mutual friends safe.
Yeah, take a hike, Dance. This calls for a lady's touch.
If you know what I'm talking about, eh? That's okay, you can chill out around the castle. Feel better with you kind of protecting it. Alright, let's see, where's the camp station in here? Okay, I'm fixing a few things in here. This will not do... Oh, we have 10 people here? And not enough beds? Alright, last thing I'll do is fix up the castle, because this shan't do. It simply shan't. Yes, yes, get your rest, gentlemen. Get your rest. Don't sleep on the medic bunk. I gotta put my bed in there. And if anyone sleeps in my bed, they're getting put in the stockade. For when I play in World Domination, I need a globe. I don't want to put it on top of the rubble. You gotta have room to grow. I refrained from giving Mama Murphy drugs because it was the right thing to do, Lark. The old hag was stealing from my stash. Dang right. Oh, I do already have a chemistry workbench. Nice. But we're going to be moving it for the sake of... I need stuff. Nope, wrong location. Like, you're into battle planning and stuff, right? How would you break down the Brotherhood cleansing of the Commonwealth, all threats, and Minutemen cleansing of the Commonwealth threats, separately, not joint? Oh! That's a good question. Cleansing of the Commonwealth. Well, for the Brotherhood, I'd be trying to make a great use of their air superiority. However, one of the problems that they do is they forget that the vertibirds are relatively fragile things. And since they're fragile and can be destroyed by small arms fire, I would have them just be used to drop stuff off. Sure, fire on enemies as you drop off, but drop off, then get out. Close air support is not your thing unless you're going to bother arming them a little bit more. So, there's that. Furthermore, I would start with not... Like, I would want to get the locals on my side. Like, instead of going over and saying, hey, we're protecting you, give us food, just start protecting them, and then naturally they're going to want to start being able to help you out and be generous. It's also a good idea to help get recruits that way. Just saying. Need more Chad. Always need more Chad. Now, as for the Minuteman, honestly, how you do it in-game is pretty close to what I do. Obviously, I wouldn't have the General do everything, but I would have the General become sort of like, basically follow the example of George Washington in terms of leadership. Always listen to the advices of the people under him. Be respectful to those around you. Be the example of a gentleman in all cases that you can. That sort of thing. And go around and just be proactive. Don't just wait for a settlement to say, hey, we have an issue, go deal with it. Have constant Minutemen patrols, which we do see, but unfortunately, all of our reports come from settlements, not the Minutemen patrols. And I like to think this is because, the Minutemen just immediately know to get on to take care of business, but that's not always the case, as I've seen. Can never have enough. Once I get the ability to make mini nukes, the Commonwealth's done for. Lark, how did your most recent D&D session go? Got any DM tips? I'll be the first to admit to you I'm not the best DM in the world, but the last session went relatively well. We've just started, because I have this Crusade campaign, and what we did over the summer and just ended like 2 weeks ago was we started going through like not one shots but sort of 3 to 5 shots, and so everyone was basically pitching a campaign idea. I pitched 2 ideas, a D&D Crusade idea and a Vampire the Masquerade idea, which was kind of more self-contained. But I started out by giving sort of an introduction into the concept of Crusade in the world of the Raven Lord, which actually, if you want to know more on, you can check out Raven's writing room to get caught up on the lore on that. Yeah, we gotta fix that. And so, eventually, we got together 2 weeks ago, and we finished one of the 5 shots, and so we voted on who was going to be next. Mine won, which I was actually genuinely surprised about, because I didn't think it. What the heck is this? The panic attack? Okay. Don't mind if I do. You'll excuse me, I have to fix some things on this. That's nice. Alright, I was dropping stuff off. But yeah, the actual session went well, because I had them get shipwrecked on an island. I know, cliche. But we had a bit of an interesting scenario, because I have 3 players, and I have sort of special lore for each of them that they're going to sort of get a cool, wondrous item or feat that has to do a little bit with the backstory of not just their characters, but of what we've done of all the sort of stuff we've done over the course of our D&D campaigns. And so, I'm looking forward to getting through that. It was like, I had this was for Kyle, actually. We had Kyle, I had him go through sort of a trial to see if his character could qualify to get his wondrous item, which he almost failed, because I was basically just trying to test to see if he would be a good person. And to answer your question, what would you recommend in terms of DMing? Be flexible. Because sometimes you gotta let your players chase a little bit, go down rabbit chase and go through a rabbit hole to just let them get that out of their system, and don't railroad, but gently sort of guide them back towards where the fun and the action is and where you've actually prepared stuff. So, if they don't immediately jump on the stuff you give them, be patient, keep giving them stuff. They'll figure it out eventually. Though it will sometimes take longer than others. So when we start playing TF2, You don't need to worry about that. Let's see, Buck.
Going to the topping point?
Yep.
It's about that time.
It is about that time. Alright, we fully adjusted, and the first thing I want to do is, the last thing I want to do is Kate.
Kate.
There you go. Now, you know, it actually really looks good on you. Yeah, I approve of that. Good stuff. Let me change my loadout, and then we can call it. Right after the panic of time. Put Kellogg's pistol out there too. Glorious. Alrighty then. Well, ladies and gents, that is going to probably be it from us. We appreciate that you've been sticking with us thus far and had another fun night. And I appreciate that you understand the TF2 reference of that mod there. Thank you, Skylander. So if there's no further questions, we will see you all in the next one. Take care, fellas.
We will see you next time, guys. Next stream Friday.